Hello everyone, welcome back. It's Foot Forecast, and today's video I'm going to be going through my Premier League predictions for Game Week 28, and I'm going to start off with Wolves at home to Aston Villa, and this is quite a big game, a Midlands derby between these two sides, and Wolves are going to be relegated at the end of the season. They're currently in 20th place, as everyone knows, but they've got a really good record against Villa at home. Villa haven't won in their last 4 against Wolves, so I wouldn't be surprised if Wolves got a result in this game. Villa haven't been that inspiring recently, but I think they're going to have too much quality up against this Wolves side. I'm going to go over 1-0 away win for Aston Villa over Wolves. So then we're on to the next game between Bournemouth and Sunderland, and Bournemouth are unbeaten since January. They've been playing really well recently. They weren't great in their last game against West Ham, but they still picked up a point in a 0-0 draw. Looking at Sunderland, it hasn't been great for Sunderland recently. They've struggled without Granit Xhaka, but he is back available for this game, and he should start in this game, which will be huge for Sunderland in this game. But I do fancy Bournemouth right now of how they're playing. Ryan started really well, and they are just playing better than Sunderland right now. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for Bournemouth over Sunderland. So then we've got Burnley at home to Brentford. This is a good fixture for Brentford to get back to winning ways after their loss at home to Brighton, which was a bit of a surprise. But before this, Brentford were in good form, picking up some great results away at Newcastle, away at Villa, drawing to Arsenal at home, some really positive results. Looking at Burnley are relegated. I think everyone's accepted this. There's no chance of them staying up, and they're sort of just playing for pride now for the rest of this season. They've actually had some good results recently though, away at Crystal Palace winning 3-2 after being 2-0 down, and then away at Chelsea picking up a point late on the game, and they actually had chances to win this game, but realistically they're not going to win this game against Brentford. I'm going to go with a 3-1 win for Brentford over Burnley. So then we're on to Liverpool at home to West Ham, and Liverpool have improved recently. They've looked a lot better defensively, and they've started picking up results because of this. They scraped a win over Forest that they probably didn't deserve to get anything from, but they managed to score in the last moments of the game because they took the chances. Looking at West Ham, they've been a lot better recently. They've been a lot better going forward, but also defensively, like Liverpool, they have improved, keeping some clean sheets in games, which gives them a bit of hope going into this game. But realistically, this is still going to be a real test for West Ham. A key player for Liverpool for this game is going to be Florian Wirtz, who looks like he will be available. A concern for Liverpool, though, is the wingers right now. Gakpo and Salah just aren't performing at the level, and that's resulting in Liverpool not creating enough chances. And it'll be interesting to see how many minutes Rio gets after an impressive performance away at Forest. I'd love to see him get more than the minutes he's been getting so far this season, coming on at least for 30 minutes of the game. I'd also love to see Rio actually start this game. I think for this game, I'm going to go over Liverpool win. I can see West Ham scoring because they've been a threat on the break, but I think Liverpool win this game at 2-1. But they're going to be difficult to break down in this game. We saw this in the game where West Ham play Manchester United, where they're a real difficult side to break down. So then we're on to the next game, which is between Newcastle United and Everton. A must-win for Newcastle in this game. A crucial injury for Newcastle is obviously going to be Bruno G, who's out for majority of this season. Such a good play and such a miss for Newcastle United. They're such a better side when he does play. Looking at Everton have had pretty crap form recently, only picking up 1 win in their last 5 and losing 2 games at home. This shouldn't come as much of a surprise because Everton's home record this season has been poor. Their away record, though, for Everton is actually very good. They're 6th on the away table, so I wouldn't be surprised if they cause Newcastle some problems in this game. I also remember last season, Everton actually won 1-0 against Newcastle on the final day away from home. I think I'm going to go with the Newcastle win, but I think it's going to be a real tight game. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for Newcastle over Everton. So then we've got Leeds United at home to Manchester City. This is going to be a difficult game for City, especially considering that this game is under the lights, and Leeds have got a ridiculous record when they play at home under the lights. They haven't lost in ages, picking up results against the likes of Chelsea, drawing to Liverpool. So this is going to be a difficult game for City. City, though, are really starting to play well. They've also only lost 2 games since Leeds last played City, which was in mid-December when Farke changed to the 5 at the back. So I expect Leeds to cause City problems in this game. Looking at Manchester City, City are starting to do what they do at this stage in the season. They're starting to play really well, and all of a sudden people are talking about them as potential title favourites. And I think they're going to continue their good run of form. I'm actually going to go with a 3-2 away win in this game. I could see the game being 2-2 and Manchester City find a way to win this game late on. So then we've got Brighton at home to Forest. Forest are desperate for a win in the Premier League because they're currently only 2 points clear of West Ham, who are currently in 18th place. Looking at Brighton, they're such a weird side and they're so frustrating with predictions because they just win games you don't expect them to win. For example, last weekend, the game against Brentford, you would have looked at this game and said Brentford are heavy favourites going into it. They've been in the way best form, but Brighton found a way to win. But then they also lose games like this where they are the favourites going into it. So I have no idea what to predict with this game for Brighton. Forest have also played an extra game before this against Fenerbahce at home. They are leading 3-0 though, so there may be an opportunity for Vitor Pereira to rest in this game. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw between Brighton and Forest. So then we've got Fulham at home to Spurs. Another difficult game for Spurs away at Fulham. And it wasn't a particularly inspiring game for Spurs' first game under Igor Tudor against Arsenal, losing 4-1. And Spurs just have so many injuries, plus Romero is still suspended for this game. So lots of problems for Spurs going into this game. Looking at Fulham, Fulham's form wasn't great up to their last game against Sunderland where they won 3-1 away from home. And I think they're going to have enough to win this game over Spurs to drag Spurs closer to relegation. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for Fulham over Spurs. So then we've got United at home to Crystal Palace. United are in great form going into this game. They haven't lost since Michael Carrick took charge of Manchester United. I always have a bit of a concern with United in terms of breaking down low blocks because I don't think they have a great squad for this, and it's a squad that's more suited to a counter-attacking system. But I do think they should be alright for this game against Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace are really struggling right now. Despite that 1-0 win against Wolves, they were crap in that game, were Palace. And the connection between the players, the fans, the manager, and the higher-ups at Crystal Palace right now is very fractured. And the reason for Palace's struggles is the disconnect between everyone at Palace, the manager wanting to leave, the fans angry with the owners and the higher-ups, the players not playing at the level that they should have. And this has resulted in Palace really struggling recently, and it's so hard to see them getting anything from this game. And they've got a Europa Conference League game at home, which I think they're going to prioritise. So for this reason, I am going to go with the Manchester United win. I'm going to go with a convincing 3-0 win for United. So finally, we've got Arsenal at home to Chelsea, and Chelsea have some problems going to this game. We know that Cucurella is out injured and Fofana is currently suspended. Looking at Arsenal's concerns, Havertz could be out, White could be out injured, and Marino is out injured. But Arsenal need to win this game. They need to put a couple of wins together to ensure they're still ahead of Manchester City. But Chelsea will make this difficult against Arsenal. And I do worry for Arsenal. If they're only leading by 1 goal into sort of the final 15 minutes of the game, then I'd be worried about them throwing the game away or bottling it because they've had this problem recently. I'm also worried about the players' attacking intent. This is partly due to, I think, Arteta's sort of style in terms of holding on to games when they're 1-0 up. But also the players need to take charge and they need to be searching for that second goal instead of panicking about conceding. For example, the game against Wolves. And if they're able to do this against Wolves, then they can do this against any side. And I don't think Arteta's going to show that attack intent enough in this game to go get the second and third goal like he needs to do. So for this reason, I'm going to go with a 1-0 draw. I think Arsenal will lead for a majority of this game, and then in the last 10 minutes Chelsea will find an equaliser which will result in a 1-1 draw. Let me know your thoughts on these Premier League predictions for Game Week 28, and if you enjoy this video, go subscribe to the channel as well as liking the video.